So this one will become 8 into 10 to the power of 3 into root 10 meters plus this one is 64 into 10 square into root 10 meters. This is 8 into 10 cube into root 10 is, if we take root 10 as common, we can get 8000 plus 6400, 14,400. So 1200 into, we can write 3.14. So we will get approximately 45.5 kilometers. So we can get the answer 144 into 10 square into root 10 meters. This is equal to 45.5 kilometers. So this must be the height between the transmitter to the receiver to get the maximum LOS mode communication. Next we will see what is the necessity of modulation and what are the different types of modulation. Next we will see the necessity of modulation. What is the meaning of modulation? The compensation for the attenuation. Compensation means in attenuation the loss of strength is there. So that's why modulation should be there. These modulations will be amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, and many phase modulation is also there. But what is the need and what is the necessity of modulation? Means why it is needed in transferring the matter, a message from one point to another point. There are many reasons. Whenever a signal which is transmitted from the transmitter, while it is receiving to the greater heights or reaching to the long heights, then there may be a possibility for the change in the strength of the signal or decrease in the strength of the signal. This is called attenuation. Sometimes this attenuation should be replaced by the frequency modulation or amplitude modulation or many other modulation systems. What is the reason for this modulation? First one, size of the antenna. We already discussed that if you want to transmit the long wavelengths, the tower's height should be in the order of wavelength. Suppose if you want to pump a signal or transmit a signal which is about 20 kilohertz, suppose this is the frequency, this much frequency should be transmitted, the height should be 30 kilometers. Because we will get the wavelength of 30 kilometers order for this 20 kilohertz frequency. But building this 30 kilometers height of a tower is impossible at anywhere. Now, what we should do in these cases, the wavelength range is not, means the tower's height is not in the order of wavelength. Here, we should increase the wavelength. So, that is the only possibility with amplitude modulation. Where the height of the this one is not possible to construct this much. And one more thing we can understand with this example is we should need a medium or we should need an object which can transmit the information from lower frequency range to higher frequency range or higher frequency range to lower frequency range because of all these difficulties in transmitting the message. Next one, effective power radiated by antenna. See, the power which is transmitted or received by the antenna is of the order of wavelength, but the thing is that many experiments proved that the power emitted or received by the antenna is inversely proportional to 1 by lambda square. or 1 by lambda power 4. Sometimes in electromagnetic radiation, energy is E is equal to sigma T power 4. Sometimes it is inversely proportional to fourth power of the lambda also. In scattering experiment we can find out. So power is inversely proportional to lambda. Maybe it's a square of the order or fourth power of the order. Means if lambda is increasing, power transmitted is decreasing. So this power transmitted should be high, because power is equal to work done by time. So more amount of the signal should be transmitted in a given time. So power should be high, the time should be less and lambda should be less. So that's why we can demodulate the signal with respect to their wavelengths. Then only this high power should be possible. So this is one of the problem in transmitting the electromagnetic waves from one point to another point. For this purpose also modulation is necessary. The third one is mixing of signals from different transmitters. So what we can understand from this one, suppose if it is a group song, many voices are there, and if it is a discussion, many voices should be converged at one common point, otherwise it won't be transmitted to the receiver. So what we can understand, there are many voices these voices should be transmitted as a single wave, and it can create a noise. There is no best technique to separate these voices on their frequency range. Sometimes along with the voice, music note will be there, audio file will be there, data file will be there, many are there. So what we can understand all these things is, if there is a combination of many voices, it creates a noise. There is no best technique which separates these noises to the best signal. That's why there is a modulation is needed. Sometimes this modulation may be amplitude or frequency or phase modulation also. So mostly the signals will be sinusoidal or pulsated. This is the sinusoidal signal, mostly for the music notes. This is a sinusoidal wave. What about the pulsated? Pulse up, next pulse down. So these type of waves we can see while different voices are mixing as a transmitter. Means there are different transmitters, they used to collect the information and converge that information, and they should transmit that one as a single wave. It is very difficult in a group of combinations. That's why modulation is needed to separate amplitude to amplitude, frequency to frequency, phase to phase.
If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel to get more videos on CBSE syllabus.